boy Beezy430 back again with part 3 of my favorite West Coast hip hop albums, top 25 favorite West Coast hip hop albums. Part 3. This video I'm going to be doing ranks 15 to 11. So I guess with that being said, oh yeah, make sure you guys subscribe, comment, follow me on Twitter, all the socials, pretty much the same way. I'm pretty sure it popped up at the bottom of the screen at some point as you was watching this video. So hey, make sure you guys follow me, chat it up with me on there, and let's get started with the ranks with the video. Okay, at number 15 I have Spice One 187 Hero. Spice One from the Bay Area, West Coast, came on the scene like in 91, 92, and he had a real, man, another one of those slept on. No one talks about this guy's discography enough. Usually most of his earlier albums, like his first 3 or 4 albums, were just like, this dude wasn't missing at first. He was not missing at all. Definitely had a stable in the West Coast hip hop sound back in the 90s, man. Like Spice One was so dope. He had different flow. He can give you different flows. He can give you fast flow. He can give you slow gangster flow. Like, and he spoke on some real like street shit too, man. Like not only the street stuff, but like the consequences of being in the street stuff and the drug game and stuff like that, man. Like Spice One, he spoke some truth, man. Like he really spoke some truth back in the West Coast, man. He was really shining a light on, you know, the scene out living the street life out in the West Coast, out in Oakland, in the Bay Area, man. Dope. 187 he wrote, man. Just good. That's one of those joints where I can just pop in and just let it play. Let that bad boy ride, man. 187 wrote is that's clearly my. Don't sleep on this self-titled debut album as well, though. But 187 he wrote to me was just that was it for me. That he did not get the sophomore slump with that album. I mean, he stepped it up even more with that album, and to me, he still hasn't even made an album better than 187 he wrote. Trigger Got No Heart, Running Out the Crack House, Dumping in Ditches, like that, man. That album was good, man. That album was cold. Like, you know, it's funny. Like when I listen to cats like Freddie Gibbs, like to me, Freddie Gibbs is like the newer, I guess, million version of like Spice One. Like dude that you know that's like, look, you don't mess with Freddie Gibbs, dude. He ain't no studio gangster or nothing like that. Like like that's how I felt. Like he really like Freddie Gibbs really speak on street stuff. Like I just feel like Spice One was the same way. Really speak on like some street stuff, man. Like Spice One was that dude back then. So if you haven't got a chance, go check out this album. 187 he wrote by Spice One. I think if you like, I don't know, I can't really say you guys love it, especially if my following's pretty young and y'all never, you know, you've never listened to a Spice One project before. But still listen to it. You might like it. You might love it. You might not care for it. Never know. But I'm just listing these albums for a reason. So at number 15, Spice One, 187 he wrote. Number 14, I have Fashawn, Boy Meets World. Fashawn, dope collab with producer Exile. That dude came on the scene and messed stuff up. Man, them two. This was at the time too. Exile was tearing it up out there in the LA beat scene, man. Like doing an album with Blue, doing this album with Fashawn, man. Like this was some man. Like people, this is another one of those like underground, those slept on underground classic, you know, West Coast albums that just people never really talk about or mention. You know, the underground cats, the hip hop heads, like really know about this, or like someone that's into the underground scene knows that Boy Meets World is like, that's still like that's like the Fashion's, like people still consider it like his best album. Me personally, I do, even though he's made some dope albums, some dope mixtapes after that, but Boy Meets World, that's just the one. That's like the one that just had people going like, yo, who is this dude? And this dude is serious, dude. So yes, Fashawn, Boy Meets World, number 14. At number 13, I have The Game, the documentary. This was Game's debut album on the Aftermath. At the time with G Unit, and at that time G Unit was tearing things up. Added a West Coast dude with The Game. You know, I had the back in the Dr. Dre Aftermath. I mean, this was the perfect setup for a debut album, and I think he definitely delivered with this. Many people argue during this time in 2005, he brought attention back to the West Coast, because this was during the time you know, hip hop was in a, I guess you want to say a weird space, but yeah, like West Coast wasn't really running hip hop like they have been like in somewhat of the 90s. Like West Coast was starting to be the forgotten coast almost, because this was the time the South was just tearing it up. The South was on the charts. Everything that was hip hop chart topping damn near was from the South. You had Dipset a little bit and G-Unit making some noise out the East Coast, but like you had the South. South was running things during that time, man, and the game kind of put the West. A lot of people would say the game like put the West back on the map, mainstream wise. I would say from a commercial, mainstream wise. A lot of people will argue that this album, Documentary, the game put the West back on its back, and people started paying attention to the West again. That's the argument. I'm not saying that, or you know, I'm not disagreeing or agreeing. I guess I'm just putting that out there. People have said that. You guys let me know if you agree or disagree. But people have said that Documentary is that put the West back. It was the starting that had people paying attention to the West again. So hey, y'all let you guys hash it out in the comment section on Twitter or whatever. But nonetheless, this was a dope album. Still, it's like I like the Doctor's Advocate too. I think that's probably my favorite Game album. But yeah, personally. But no, Documentary is still my shit though, man. Documentary is still my shit. Devil's Advocate is a good one too. But yes, Documentary, good album, man. Like he did good with the features, production. He got Kanye West, Dr. Dre, Cool and Dre at the time when they was killing stuff. So yeah, you know, do not sleep on this album. Documentary. Well, I'm pretty sure y'all haven't. If y'all know about the game, if you a fan of the game, this was the album that made you a fan of the game since then. So yes, the game, Documentary, at number 13. At number 12, I have the Pharcyde, Bizarre Ride by the Pharcyde. Yes, man, Passing Me By. I remember hearing that joint, man, and I was just like, yo, who is these dudes? Because at that time, this was like in '92. The music they were making, it did not sound like West Coast-ish, you know, as we was listening to The Chronic and Doggy Style and all that stuff, like, you know, DOC and stuff like those type of albums that was coming out, they didn't sound like that, man. Like, they was, to me, at that time, they were like the West Coast Tribe on damn near, pretty much. Like, it's just as far as they were just so abstract and so, like, left field with the production and everything. Had dope MCs in the group that was flowing, man. Like, Pharcyde, man. Like, they really, that's the album that I definitely go back and listen to. And it doesn't sound, like, really dated. Like, it don't sound like it came out in '92. Still sounds good to this day, the Pharcyde. So, yeah, make sure you guys check that out. Pharcyde, Bizarre Ride. And then, that was also a dope album cover, too. Like, that was when, you know, the animation album covers really started hitting the scene. That comic book-ish animation type of album covers, man. They hit that shit with that album cover. Was dope. And it was funny, digging in the cassette tape store then, I remember seeing that album cover, and it kind of made me interested in listening to the album after hearing that Passing Me By, which was like the opening single for that album. So when I saw the album cover, I'm like, yo, man, this is funky, this is different. So made me want to listen to it, and I'm so glad I've got hip to them dudes, and then they had a nice little run in the 90s, man, the early to mid 90s. So yes, make sure you check out Pharcyde and Bizarre Ride if you haven't. You would love it. So that's at my number 12. So yeah, number 12, Pharcyde, Bizarre Ride. And to wrap up this video, at number 11, I have Kendrick Lamar with Section 80. This album, still personally, my favorite Kendrick Lamar album out of discography. I know a lot of people will say Tip Butterfly, Good Kid, Mad City. But yeah, Section 80, man, this album, man, like, that's when you knew that Kendrick was going to be MC. I knew he was going to be MC in this hip hop culture for a while, man. He was going to set some type of mark at that time. Yeah, man, I love Kendrick Lamar Section 80. Still my personal favorite album under his discography, man. Make sure you guys check that out. West Coast represented, man. Like that man. Kendrick Lamar, like the new shining star in hip hop culture, man. Like in the hip hop scene, man. Like it's crazy seeing him go from Section 80 to now people really paying attention to him, to now if he drop anything, people are losing their damn mind. That's kind of cool seeing him coming up from that, from, you know, overly dedicated Kendrick Lamar EP to this, which is nuts. But yeah, Section 80, man. I mean, the concept of having two like drawing a concept around two women, you know, talking about females in hip hop, like in the way that he was talking about it, which was so dope. 'Cause I know people always, you know, downplay it, excuse me, always kind of like, you know, say how negative West Coast is towards women. And I think Kendrick Lamar, you know, did a good job of shining light on that. Even though, you know, Pac did it too as well. But yeah, Kendrick Lamar, man, like that's definitely that was cool how he had that thing behind the two women like that, and just a dope concept. It was just such a dope concept at that time when that album came out. It's crazy that the album came out 6 years ago. But yeah, Section 80 at number 11. So make sure you guys tune in for my part 4. I'm going to be doing ranks 10 through 6. So we getting down to the nitty gritty. I know you guys, I appreciate you guys loving these videos, man. Loving these like list videos that I'm doing. I think I'm going to keep these going because y'all seem to love these a lot. Plus it's just, you know, something easy to do. Something like easy to just shoot and talk about like top list stuff or whatever. So there you go. That's my 15 through 11. Make sure you guys comment. Like I said before, follow me on the socials. Make sure you subscribe. I got like 11K subscribers. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's cool that y'all still sticking with me and subscribing to the channel. Hope you guys enjoying the content and the videos and everything. So, but yeah, other than that, this is your boy Beezy430. Check you guys out next time. Peace.